Zapotec culture in Oaxaca Valley, it's one of the oldest cultures in the continent, like the Mayas. So over time, the Zapotecs built many sites. In Oaxaca Valley, we have a lot of archaeological sites, but nowadays two sites are very famous. Monte Alban near Oaxaca City. Did you visit Monte Alban?
Yeah.
Okay, Monte Alban and Mitla, there are the most famous archaeological sites in Oaxaca. Monte Alban, it's a much older city. Monte Alban was first. The Zapotecs built Monte Alban in the year 500 BC, and the palaces of Mitla are more recent, 900 AD. So between Monte Alban and Mitla, there is a big difference of 1,400 years. Mitla was the last city that the Zapotecs built before the arrival of the Spaniards in 16th century. For that reason, we have this panorama. Look, the church, the Catholic temple, built over the ruins of the Zapotec palaces. Because when the Spaniards arrived, Mitla was an inhabited city by Zapotec. So the Spaniards destroyed the palaces, and with the same stones, they built the church over the ruins of the Zapotec temples. On the contrary, Monte Alban had been abandoned for many years before the Spaniards. So the Spaniards didn't know Monte Alban. When they arrived in Oaxaca City, in Oaxaca Valley, Monte Alban was a mountain. The nature ate the ancient city. For that reason, the Spaniards didn't know Monte Alban, and Monte Alban survived, yes? And Mitla, on the contrary, was destroyed. Well, now, the main characteristic of the palaces of Mitla is the decoration. Look, on top, all the stone decoration that we are seeing, we know them in Spanish as grecas. Grecas is the name. And throughout the site in Mitla, there are 16 different figures. All the figures are originals. Small stone pieces carved, stone by stone, and assembled piece by piece, like a Jenga, like a Lego. And if you see between stones, there is a type of glue. All the stone pieces are assembled, yes? And what does the Grecas mean? If you see each figure, they give us the sensation of movement. They move, yes? So they represent the movement of nature, the elements, water, fire, earth, wind, cosmos, the life in movement. And nowadays, artists and craftsmen copy these designs, and we see them on shirts, rugs, tattoos, alebrijes. Everywhere in Oaxaca, you can see the designs, the famous grecas, okay? Well, guys, Mitla means place of the dead, underworld, infraworld. Inframundo, yes, inframundo. And the original word, it's in Nahuatl. In Nahuatl language is Mictlan. Mictlan in Nahuatl, yes? And when the Spaniards arrived, remember, the Spaniards spoke Castellano, Spanish. So the word Mictlan became Mitla, the current name in Spanish, yes? But here in this town, we are Zapotecs and we speak Zapotec, no Nahuatl. So the original name of this town in Zapotec is Lioba.
Lioba.
Yes. Lioba means resting place, place of tombs. A similar meaning, yes? Nahuatl, place of the dead. Zapotec, place of tombs. The Nahuatl name, it's because before the Spanish conquest, this town was conquered by Aztecs from Mexico City. So the Aztecs spoke Nahuatl, and the Aztecs conquered this town, and the Aztecs named this town Mictlan in their language. And when the Spaniards arrived, the Spaniards took the Nahuatl name, not the original name in Zapotec. For that reason, nowadays we are Mitla from Mictlan. But in Zapotec, originally, Lioba, yes? And why the name? Mitla is a ceremonial center. This town, yes? Okay, oh, thank you. This town, it's a sacred place of worship to the ancestors, not dead, the ancestors, yes? In the ancient Zapotec religion, the ancestors are very important because they are the contact between us and the gods. So to ask a favor from the gods, it's done through the ancestors. They are the contact. In the Zapotec cosmovision, when we die, our souls travel to this town to enter the underworld. Mitla is the portal, the entrance, yes? For that reason, from ancient times to the present, nowadays, actually, many towns in Oaxaca come here nowadays to consult the ancestors, perform ceremonies. This town continues to have that mysticism. Mitla is very important for the Zapotec nation nowadays, yes? Well, the buildings that we're seeing, in pre-Hispanic times were palaces. The ruler and the royal family who had the city lived here. So imagine all this very well preserved. The floors were not dirt. Everything had stucco floors. The walls covered with red paint. We can see remains in some parts, red in all the walls. And the living rooms inside had a ceilings. Imagine a wooden ceilings, yes? And when the Spaniards arrived, the Spaniards destroyed the palaces and with the same stone, the church. That church was built in the year 1590. And it's dedicated to San Pablo. Now they operate, it's the town church, yes? And the Spaniards didn't destroy all the palaces. Why? They used this space as the convent church, like a monastery. So the Spaniards opened doors, opened windows. In the center of this patio, they built a fountain. The Spaniards transformed this space as a typical colonial house until the year 1922. 1 century ago, in the 20s, the Mexican government decided to destroy everything Spanish here to make the buildings as original as possible. For that reason, here we can see a lot of restoration on the walls. Some parts restored with limestone, cement, bricks, tiles, since 1 century ago for the restoration, yes? Well, guys, but remember, on top, all the designs, the Grecas, original, yes. In Zapotec, for example, in Zapotec language, the name of each one is Guillay in Zapotec, Guillay. Grecas in Spanish, Guillay in Zapotec. And Guillay means flower made with stone, yes? Well, follow me, please. We are going to visit other patio. Watch your head, guys. Look. There is a steel beam.
I like having a tour guide. It's like watching a documentary.
Well, come this way. Watch your head. Watch your head.
I don't have to worry about that. Ever. You either. You made it? Nice.
Where are you from?
USA.
USA? Okay. California, New York,
Chicago.
Chicago. In Oaxaca, there is a store,
Yeah.
Chicago Tennis.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Chicago Tennis.
Saw that. We saw it.
Yes.
What do they have there? Anything good?
Guys, now we are in a smaller patio. Look, it's a central patio, 4 rooms around. This is the only one entrance. Yes, the only one entrance. So in pre-Hispanic times, there was a very strict control of who entered and left, because here there was very important information. If you see above the doors, on the lintels, those stones, the name are lintels. In every lintel we can see remains of mural painting, codex type painting. The codex were books, so the Zapotecs wrote all the history in the codex. So we can see remains, symbols, elements, yes, and myths, gods, powerful persons, sacred places, all the history in the codex. It's a layer of stucco. Stucco made with limestone, cactus juice, hematite. Hematite is the stone that paints red. Yes, hematite. Hematite. Isn't cochinilla. Cochinilla. Do you know the cochinilla? It's a parasite from the nopal. No, it's not the case. In this case, it's hematite. It's a stone.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's magnetic.
Exactly. So come this way, please. And look, on the lintels, we can see the designs, all the paintings. Here, for example, we can see a person with jaguar mask. Look, foot, the hand and the fingers, and jaguar mask. And from his mouth, this symbol. This symbol represents in Spanish, vírgula. So he's talking, he's speaking. Yes, he's speaking. This symbol represents a palace. Here we can see a face on profile, eyes, nose. On top, a circles. The circles represent chalchihuites. Chalchihuites are jade, the green stone.
Oh, that's my
Jade beads.
favorite. Where?
So all the on top, the circles.
Oh, I see.
Yes,
I see.
on top and here under. The circles, jade.
Yeah.
All the paintings are sacred paintings, yes? For that reason, when the Spaniards arrived, this patio, important and sacred, this patio was used as a garbage dump and stables. Open one door for the horses. So you can imagine the situation, no? Was very clear. For you it's sacred, for me it's all the contrary. For that reason, the destruction on the walls, on the paintings, on the figures, yes? And here, for example, we can see an interesting detail. Look, there is a face on profile. Do you can see? Eyes, nose, the head, mouth, and teeth. Look the curious shape of the teeth. You can see the teeth? How?
They're pointed.
Sharp. Exactly, sharp. Sharp teeth. That is physical deformation. The rulers and priests transform themselves to differentiate themselves from the rest of the people. So the teeth were carved with a harder stone until they became sharp, like the jaguar. The jaguar or the crocodile were sacred animals. So all the ancient cultures in Mexico, Olmecas, Mayas, Totonacos, Zapotecos, practiced the physical deformation, yes, in all the body. The teeth, eyes, nose, head, yes? Well, guys, let's continue, my friends. We're going to visit the next part. Come this way, remember what you said.
Was stretching the ears one of those things that they would do? The leaders, like they'd stretch their ears big? Was that?
Expansive, see.
Yeah.
Yes, there was. Mitla, the most famous. The name is the Palace of the Columns. And look the details. We have decoration on all the walls. All the walls has grecas. And the grecas had colors. We can see remains red inside and white in front. Okay, red and white. And look, between stones there is a type of glue. Mortar, cement, limestone, sand, nothing. All the stone pieces are the same. How they did it? They are like Lego. Yes, they are white walls. In the center, inside the walls, it's mud, adobe. And with this mud, the Zapotecs assemble all the stone pieces, like a Jenga, like a Lego. It has a function. Oaxaca State, it's an area of earthquakes. A lot of earthquakes every time here. So when there is an earthquake, all the stone pieces move. The energy flows to the corners. The building releases the energy. It has stability. Yes. The destruction that we are going to see later, all the destruction is a human work since the Spanish conquest. But for the nature, earthquakes, look, nothing. Yes, survive. And notice the forms in the stones, very precise cuts. And remember, before the arrival of the Spaniards, in ancient Mexico, not steels, no metals. So all the stone pieces were carved stone by stone. In the case of Mitla, the Zapotecs used a harder stone named silex. Silex is a type of river stone. So the Zapotecs broke the silex and create sharp stones.
How'd they break it?
Uh-huh.
How did they break it?
What?
How did they break the harder stuff?
Ah, with silex. Silex
How
with
did they
silex.
break the silex?
Yes, using the same silex.
Oh, okay.
Yes, using the same silex. So, sharp stones and obtain tools, axes, hammer, chisel tips. And with the silex, the Zapotecs carved and cut all the Yellowstone. The name of this rock is volcanic tufa. Volcanic tufa. You have to wet this stone with a lot of water, water, to be able to work with it. You wet the stone very well and you can work with it. Cut, carve, scratch to form the figures. You wait for the stone to dry, and with fine sand and a flat stone, you begin to polish it to give it the final shape. All this process piece by piece, stone by stone. Yes, a lot of work. A very interesting detail. Look the shape of the corners. All the corners from this building, the corners are not straight lines, and there isn't a pyramid. On the contrary, it's an inverted trapezoid because the top part it's larger than the bottom. It has a function in the moment of the earthquakes, stability, and it's the only one case, the only one building in all ancient Mexico with this shape. The pyramid is inverted. Okay, very smart. Okay, let's continue. We are going to visit the main facade. In the sacrifices place.
Oh.
Yes.
Never mind.
You're funny, Hector. A plus.
Guys,
Hector, smile.
this is the main facade of the Palace of the Columns, and that is the name because inside we will find 6 monolithic columns. Monolithic, one piece of stone.
One piece.
Yes, we have one on top on the right. That is a monolithic column.
Wow.
Yes, look, and one more on the left in the floor. Yes, in the floor. So just as we see this building with the stairs, the entrance, the figures like this, imagine 2 other palaces. There were 3 palaces here, one on the right. We can see remains of the stairs underneath in the center and remains of the walls on top. Inside there were columns, and one more on the left. They were destroyed for the Spaniards, and with the same stones they built the church. Yes. Behind, in the center, this structure in the center, the name is adoratory. It's an altar. So in pre-Hispanic times, inside offerings and were made sacrifices. Yes. Only animals. In the case of Mitla, in the case of Mitla, only animals. For example, dogs, Mexican dogs, Xoloscuintles, and turkeys. Yes, not humans in the case of Mitla. And in the main palace lived the most powerful person in Mitla, one priest, a Zapotec priest named Huillatao. Huillatao. And Huillatao had the gift to speaking with the ancestors. In the tombs of Mitla, powerful rulers from other towns were buried in the tombs here. So the descendants of those rulers came here to consult their ancestors. How? Huillatao the priest was the medium between the living rulers and their ancestors buried here. So the uses of these patios always were sacred uses. The common people stay here in the patios below, and the only ones who go up to the building in pre-Hispanic times were rulers and priests. No more. Only royal people. Yes? Well, in the year 1901, during the time of the president Porfirio Diaz was a Mexican president, and he was born in Oaxaca City. So in that time, one archaeologist named Leopoldo Batres arrived to Mitla, and Leopoldo Batres restored the site, rebuilt the stairs. Now they are cement, and the red color in the platform is not original. It's a restoration. Yes, it's a restoration respecting the original process, but the red and white inside the figures on top are originals. Yes? Well, guys, we're going to visit the main palace. Recommendation, the best way to go up, it's in diagonal because they are high and narrow steps, okay? And please, what's your head?
I want a picture there.
Una foto grupal?
Picture for 6.
Look, now we are in the hall of the columns. 6 monolithic columns. Each one measures 4 meters, and just over 1 meter buried in the floor, 1 meter down. And the columns have a function, supporting a roof. Imagine a roof made with wood, reeds, limestone, a flat roof. And look around, no windows. The Zapotecs didn't use windows, always were dark rooms. The light and ventilation through the doors, through the patios. And this hole in the center, this hole is original, and this hole is the altar, the niche. So for that reason, this space, it's a temple. In pre-Hispanic times, inside, the sculpture, the figure of the main god. His name in Zapotec was Besilao, the god of the underworld. Besilao. Besilao is the name. In Nahuatl, for example, the name is Mictlantecutli. In Nahuatl, Mictlantecutli, it's the god of the Mictlan, the underworld by the Aztecs. But here in the Zapotec area, Besilao, it's the god of the Lioba, the underworld by the Zapotecs. Yes? So this is the main temple. Now we are going to visit the residence. Huillatao, the main priest, lived inside. So come this way, please. Pay attention, watch your head, because in the entrance there is one steel beam. In the exit there are 3 steel beams. So watch your head very well, please. Be careful. Okay. 3 steels here. 3
Underground. Wow.
Well.
Would have been so cool to live in here.
Yes. Okay, guys. This is the residence. Look, the space, the elegance. We have decoration on all the walls. Inside, in the living rooms, there are figures too. And if you see this panel, for example, in this panel we can see how are made the grecas. Each element of the grecas, it's a separate carved piece. Look the cuts, very precise. And remember, not steels, stone by stone. Between stones, no glue. All the stone pieces are a symbol. No, look the original figure and the colors, red and white. Unfortunately, after the conquest, this palace always was open, so many people came here, and the people touched, the people broke. For that reason, all the grecas down are destroyed. The upper grecas are most preserved. The people cannot touch, yes? And this hole, in this corner, this hole is the original drainage. All these patios were built with intention of capture the rainwater. So this is the original drainage. Yes? We're going to visit a living room. Watch your head again. 2 steel beams in the entrance. Come this way. Come here. Watch your head. Watch your head.
These people are trying to kill me.
Follow me. Follow me. Okay. Look the space. This is a living room. Remember, no windows. Always were dark rooms. The light and ventilation through the doors, through the patios. For that reason, the patios always were open. And nowadays the ceilings are restored. It's new. It's a restoration respecting the original process based on historical source. So wood, reeds, limestone, flat roof. And for all the constructor materials, we have thermal rooms. Thermal. Outside is hot, inside is cold, fresh. Outside is cold, inside is warm. And look the decoration on the walls. We have grecas again. This symbol this symbol in all the living room, this symbol represents lightning. And lightning was the most powerful god for the Zapotecs. His name was Cosijo in Zapotec, Cosijo. In Nahuatl, for example, is Tlaloc. Very famous in Mexico, Tlaloc. In Maya, it's Choc. In Zapotec, Cosijo, the god of the lightning and rain. The central Greca, yes, the central Greca represents fire. Fire, yes. And the last one, the upper Greca, represents earthquake. The earthquake.
Earthquake?
The movement of the earth. So we have together 3 destructive elements: earthquake, fire, and lightning, which give us an idea of the power accumulated in these spaces. The control of the nature who had Huillatao, the main priest who lived here. Yes? Well, guys, do you want to take picture, photos? Please remember, no flash, okay? Well, take photos and let's continue. The other rooms are similar. You can visit the other living rooms. Remember what you had? Yes? 4 rooms around.
Same symbols?
4 rooms around.
Welcome to my crib and TV.
The difference is the size. This is
Smaller.
Yes.
Think about the rituals they were doing in here.
Whoa.
This one is beautiful.
Really?
Yes,
As
yes,
beautiful as me?
yes. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's different.
It is beautiful like me. Oh.
Look. Be careful with the jaguar.
The jaguar.
Oh, not really, not really. No.
You're so funny, Hector.
I want a jaguar.
I want a jaguar too. Rawr.
Yes.
Rawr.
Okay, guys.
Vámonos.
Let's continue. Go to the corners.
Okay,
Come back.
guys.
What's your head again?
Secret door.
Secret tunnel.
Here we can see the last patio on the right. We can see other buildings, yes, with the entrance. In the center, it's a similar patio like this. And that is the patio of the tombs. We will find 2 underground tombs, but nowadays the tombs are closed. We cannot visit the tombs. And there were the tombs of rulers and priests. They were buried in the tombs with all the offerings. Imagine, turquoise, obsidian, jade, basalt, gold. Unfortunately, when the Spaniards arrived, the Spaniards looted the tombs, took the gold, and the rest disappeared. Yes, Mitla was never abandoned. The Zapotecs never left here. So over time, many people came here. Collectors, looters, curious people. All the offerings that this building had were lost. And for that reason, we never left here. Nowadays, the town continues growing around the site. And now that we can see this panorama, a mother town living around the site, because the story continues to this day. Yes, Mitla is a mother town since pre-Hispanic times. If you visit other archaeological sites, Monte Alban, for example, Chichen Itza, Palenque, they are very far from the city. Mitla is in the center of the city for that reason. Yes, for this reason. The story continues to this day. Well, okay, my friends. Do you have a question, guys?
Religious like ceremonies and stuff here. The priests do religion
In the patios. In the patios. Here, the most. No. Only this is a temple. In the patios, the ceremonies, public ceremonies, and here, privadas. Yes. Private ceremonies here. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
The Greca symbol, you said it's the underworld, but also represents fire.
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of where the interpretation of maybe hell comes from, where people think it's...
Because this Greca, the Greca represents many symbols. Fire, underworld, the cycle of the life. Yes. Growth, death, many symbols. Yes. Significados, varios. Yes. Okay. My friends, we finished the tour here. If you want to take pictures, walk.
Is that on purpose? Did they do that?
They definitely did that on purpose.
Like the people before or recent?
Probably more recent, but who knows?
Look at the little button on this one.
They're like megaliths. The one in the building he said was used to hold up the ceiling, but this one must be... Aww. It kind of looks like San Pedro, but I think Dakota was saying it's different.
Clusters.
It just looks similar.